everybody, it's Kim Shivler. Welcome. A few years ago, I taped a Zoom video and did a blog post on using Zoom as a way to deliver information during an online course. Well, right now, where we are in the world, it is April 24th, 2020, and so many people are home. We're at a shelter in place for many of us because of the coronavirus. So many people I know are now doing Zoom meetings who've never done online meetings before. I've been using Zoom for many years, as well as other meeting platforms and webinar platforms, which I will share with you in the future. But for now, let's just cover Zoom because it seems to be the one that a lot of people are using. One of the things, if you're new to Zoom, I wanted to share with you is what you're seeing here along the bottom of the screen. And depending on how you move around your screen, sometimes that can jump around. So on our reactions, people can give reactions to things during a Zoom. We can record a Zoom. We can record either on a computer or in the cloud. I don't know if the free version has much of that option. So I am using a professional paid version. I'm using the $14.99 a month, which is their basic version. I also have their webinar platform, which is another $40 a month. And I'll share that platform along with the differences in a future video. I can share my screen, which I'm actually I do sometimes with people. In fact, whenever I'm teaching, I share my screen so I can show people how we do things. Or you can also, when you share your screen, share a PowerPoint presentation or a Keynote presentation, whatever your presentation software is. The thing I recommend people do when you come into a Zoom is click here where it says chat and open up the group chat. This allows people during the meeting. So say I'm speaking or I'm teaching, someone speaking in the meeting. This allows people to actually chat during the meeting. You can chat to everyone, or you can actually chat to a specific person. There's only me in the meeting right this minute, so that's just, I don't have any other options. Let me go ahead and log in on my other desktop. And then I'll show you what it looks like when there's more than one person in the room. I'm not going to put the video on that one. Okay, so now what you're seeing is someone is trying to come in the room. It has alerted me here that Kim Shivler, my other account, has entered the waiting room for the meeting. I can look at the waiting room and see it. And I can remove them if this is not somebody we know, or I can admit them. So now what we would see in the chat is that we can talk to individuals as opposed to just to everybody in the group chat. Notice here I also have the opportunity or the option where I can mute people. And actually I'm going to mute myself over there because I don't need to be picking this up twice. And so the host can mute or cancel video if desired. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave the meeting over here because we don't need that for right now. So if we want to leave the meeting, you can see we just end the meeting. Well, I would be ending the meeting. Normally you would see leave the meeting. Now, down here, you will notice I can stop my video. I've got that option here. Now, sometimes you don't have the choice to start the video. If the host creates a meeting and it doesn't allow people to show video, then you won't have the option to show your video. But if you are doing one, like many times in a networking meeting, then there is the ability to stop and start your video. And then you can mute yourself. So I recommend in meetings if you're not talking to go ahead and mute yourself. That way, if your phone rings or anything, no one is picking up that background noise. You also notice you have an option here to choose a virtual background. Now, I don't believe I can do that on this one. We're going to check. I think this computer won't do it. Let's see. Yep, it doesn't meet the requirements. So if you have a newer computer, yes, I know I'm a technology instructor, but I have an older iMac and it just reached the point where it can't upgrade anymore and I have to get a new one. And I haven't done it yet. But if you could, you can actually select one of these videos or grab your, if you have a green screen, you can create your own videos. We're not going to, your own backgrounds. We're not going to cover that here. So that's the quick overview. Now you can also see how many participants are in the room. And if you click on it, you see who those participants are. If you're not the host, so I'm the host, you won't have the mute all and unmute all option. And depending on what the settings are, you may or may not be able to invite other people. So these are host options that, for example, a lot of times what I'll do is I will mute people as they enter. And that's because, for example, say we're in a meeting and 10 people are in the meeting and maybe we've already started the meeting and some people are coming in late. A lot of times as they come in and they're banging on their microphone or whatever, it makes a lot of noise. So if we keep them muted until they're actually ready to speak, makes it flow a little easier. We don't get as much of an interruption. Now, from the security standpoint, this is a new feature, and that's because Zoom has had some security issues, and they've received some criticism for that. My thought of that is, first of all, understand if you are online, you're never 100% secure. They are working to fix them, and this is one of the things they've done. This company went from 20 million people to 200 million in a couple weeks' time. So yes, there's going to be growing pains. And if we threw out every piece of software that ever had a security issue, no one would be using Outlook by Microsoft or many of the other applications that are out there because many of them have had security glitches at different times. So I'm applauding you, Zoom, for working to get them fixed. And one of the things they have done is, first of all, what you may not know is the link you received is actually, my disk is getting full. That's because I keep taping all these videos. And I've got to get them edited so I can get them off to my bigger disk. They are taking efforts on the security. And one of the things they've done is when you receive a link to a Zoom meeting, there is actually a password encoded in that link. If you try to just join a meeting by a meeting ID, if someone gives you, this is my meeting room, and they just give you an ID, you will be prompted to enter the password. As the meeting host, I have to admit people into the room. And once we are here, if I want to, I can lock the meeting. So then no one else can join. So is it 100% secure? I'm sure it's not. Nothing is. But I think they're doing a good job. It is still great. And they're really offering a lot of this for free. So there has always been a free option for Zoom. However, just so you know, a lot of these features are not in the free option. I think you can only have 4 people normally in the free, and they've allowed the 50. Pretty much what they're doing right now is for free. They're giving you almost everything the basic paid has. So that's it for this quick introduction to Zoom. If you have questions, just email me, kim@kimshibler.com, and I'm happy to answer them. I look forward to seeing you soon in another video or maybe on a Zoom meeting. Bye.